Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Wake Up Scranton. It's happy quiz time. I'm your host, Lauren.
And I'm Hallie. This week we're going to talk about a special test called the Structured Photographic Articulation Test 2, featuring my favorite, Dudsbury.
And just to make it a little bit easier for our audience and those at home, the Structured Photographic Articulation Test 2, featuring Dudsbury, can really be simplified into terms of the Spat D Ii. Now you may be wondering, what is the Spat D Ii?
Well, let's take a look at it first. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there it
Great
is.
packaging. It's tiny. It's small. It could fit in your briefcase. Look at him.
Look at
him,
Dudsbury.
folks.
Can we zoom in on that, folks?
Oh my gosh.
That is just
That's
amazing.
Great. Look at him. So, this test was published by Janelle Publications Incorporated back in 2001. That was a long time ago. Doesn't it feel like
It
forever
was.
ago?
But needless to say, it's not dated or obsolete by any means.
Not at all. It definitely can still hit any child that needs help, assessing their phoneme production and connected speech. That's what it's there for. It helps everything. And it looks at all 59 consonant singletons.
It does.
It does. It's unbelievable. I know when I was reading about it, my mind was blown. It does 10 consonant blendings.
Oh my gosh.
Blends.
Now that is just beautiful.
I know.
It really is.
And don't even forget about the 7 phonological processes. Oh my gosh, you're thinking about deletion, cluster reduction, syllable reduction. It's gliding, all of it.
The
Stopping.
list goes on
It
and on.
does. To 7. All the way up to 7.
Right.
And so it really hits the all-around. It hits almost every phoneme, I'm pretty sure. I think there's only 2 it doesn't hit, which are not as common in the English language.
Right.
So it really is an all-around good way to assess a child's speech when they're not sure if they need some speech therapy.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that brings me to my point, which is who is using this test. Now, this test is the prime example of an articulation test for speech language pathologists to use. I couldn't recommend it more. Now, this really can be used when you're looking at that child's spontaneous production of speech and of those consonant sounds, especially when their articulation is an area of concern, is being brought into question.
Right. And I believe when I was reading it, they said it's a norm reference test.
Of course.
And it looked at, 2,270 children?
Get out of town. Talk about reliability and validity.
It's truly amazing. And the ages were 3 to 9.
Right.
And so I think we're panning now to one of our workers, Alyssa Riley, who is with children who just finished taking the Spat D Ii.
Let's go pan to her now.
Thanks, Lauren and Hallie. The Spat D Ii is administered to the ideal population of 3 to 9-year-olds. How do you guys like the Spat D Ii?
Yeah!
The test booklet also offers dialectical variations between Black-influenced, Spanish-influenced, and Asian-influenced English. Don't worry, we didn't forget about you guys. Do you like the Spat D Ii?
So with this book, it really is awesome because it looks at the word level and the sentence level. So that's with the spontaneous production and the connected speech. So when looking at the word level, favorite part because this book is just great. You get to look at every single page. And what the clinician will do is they'll read each sentence, and if the child is old enough, they'll answer on their own. So, let's give the example. This is where Dudsbury lives. He lives in a
House.
Right. But if the child is a little young and can't figure it out, you would then present the word to them, and then they would repeat it after you. So you go through each one. You hit every word.
Look at all of those pictures of Dudsbury. Give it up for Dudsbury.
Look at him.
Oh, he loves those puppies.
And then, look at him. That's so big. So then, after that, you'll look at the sentence level. So with that, you go to Dudsbury's first birthday.
Oh.
What the clinician will do is they'll read the entire story in the back from Dudsbury's first birthday on. And then once they read every sentence, they'll go back to the beginning, they'll read the first sentence again, and then they'll have the client repeat that sentence. And one by one, they'll do each word. So there's 13 sentences, 8 pictures, and this test really only takes about 10 to 15 minutes.
That is so efficient.
I know. After the 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be able to score this with the colors, and each sentence that you have, it highlights which word you're looking at in that sentence. It's great. It's like it does it for you, basically. That's how you administer and score the tests. And Lauren went and got to watch the Spat D Ii being administered by a listener client yesterday. We have a video, right?
We sure do. Why don't we take a look and see?
Oh, this is great.
Here I am at the Marywood Speech and Language Clinic. Let's take a look and see.
So that made me dig a little deeper into this test, and I wanted to know exactly how do you score this test. Now, unlike other tests, there are no basals or ceilings.
Wow.
Now, there is a total raw score of 69 and a standard score of 100. So, there's also a standard deviation of plus or minus 15. Now, when we're talking about the confidence interval, you can use 90% or 95%.
Wow. They
Take
give you
your
the option.
pick. Yeah,
That's great.
dependent on the clinician. And, you know, the percentile ranks can be calculated using either the raw score or the standard score.
This test just keeps getting better and better.
Just when you think it can't, right?
It can't.
Holly, I have one more thing to say about the scoring of the Spat D Ii, and that is that the age equivalency of the raw score is the age at which the raw score is the median score.
Oh, okay.
Now, 2 of our fellow newscasters have gone out and sought out one of the most acclaimed professors in speech language pathology. Let's check out the clip.
Hi guys, so I'm here with Dr. Bruce Reisenburn, and today we're actually discussing the structure of the reliability and validity of the test, the Spat D Ii. So, Dr. Reisenburn, what can you tell us about the Spat D Ii?
Well, I can certainly attest to its reliability, as it's been administered and tested in that they've done a test-retest reliability of it, and it had a very high level for the test-retest, and also they assessed it by having different clinicians administer the test, and they had a high degree of agreement between the two. As for its validity, well, as I've always believed, you cannot prove validity, but one thing that they have done is to correlate it with another test that's well known for articulation, the Goldman-Fristow. And the Spat D had a high correlation, which suggests that it measures the same things that the Goldman-Fristow does. And so it looks like there's certainly a high level of both validity and reliability for this test.
Great, and if that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Back to you, Hallie and Lauren.
Is there anything else that we can say about the Spat D Ii?
Well, Hallie, I think we just need to make our audience and all of our potential buyers aware of the fact that they can call our hotline right now to get free shipping on this item.
I think that's all we have for this week's special edition. We will be back next week, Thursday, like always.
Right, so be sure to tune in then.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye.